is just moments away. It's the Dolphins and the Vikings coming up next.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Leading them out, their quarterback from the University of Nevada, it's Colin Kaepernick. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And some room to maneuver. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
They find some open field here. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Into the red zone now. Kaepernick out to his left. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. KJ Osborne there to make the grab. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Taken at about the 1. And he returns this to the 22. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On the handoff, it's Gaskin. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Finding Gaskin underneath. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Flush to his right. Open man is Osborne. He's got it. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Kaepernick now on 1st down. Forced out to his left. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And out across midfield down to the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a play fake. Kaepernick, he'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big connection on that one. 31 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Kaepernick wants to throw on 3rd and 1. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with 4th down and 1. They're going for it. It's Kaepernick eluding the pressure right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Colin Kaepernick. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2. Cook, they'll try and run it. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. They get the conversion, and Charles, when you only have 2 yards to go, what do you think of the toss play? Because initially it kind of sets you back a little bit.
It does, especially if you get a lot of pressure coming towards you. But if you can get to the edge, if you seal the edge with your blocking, often your tackle or your tight end on what they call the play side where the ball goes, you can get to the corner, and that allows those big guys to get out ahead of the runner.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They fake the handoff. Now blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Nikel Roby-Coleman. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. And Charles, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
Kaepernick now to throw. Flushed out right. Throw caught there by Osborne. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. They'll roll him out right. They're going for Jefferson downfield. It's caught inside the 25. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Kaepernick. Dancing to his left. And they'll get this down to the 10.
Kaepernick was looking to throw, but then it became decision time. And when he saw they had room to run, he made the right decision to pull it down there, and he winds up picking up the 1st down.
Play action. Now Kaepernick sliding out of the pocket. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. The ball on the 8 still could get a 1st down technically. 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the gun on 3rd down, Kaepernick buying time to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Colin Kaepernick with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get this out wide to Gaskin. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Fuller. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. And this one is incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play. Center's kick is good. And the deficit falls under 20 now. It's a 19-point game. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. This is caught. It's Kirk. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. On 1st down, Kaepernick. Escaping the pressure right. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. On play action, it's Kaepernick rolling to his left. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. On 2nd down, Cook. And with a clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this 2nd quarter.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, my education continues in this game, I've got to tell you, because there's not an analyst in the world that would have said pass up the field goal here, go for it, and expect for it to be successful, and it was. I mean, they're playing this one just like a video game.
Especially for the final play of the first half to have the guts to do that. But I guess what do we say? The end will justify the means, right?
No doubt about it. For you and me, we live.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster the first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
2 and now on first down. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Gaskin. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Looking to pass. Tua. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Trey Boston shot through on the safety blitz for the sack. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And that hurts if it was... into the kicker wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
On 2nd and 10, Tua. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Tua. He's got Fuller. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
Gaskin. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Ethan Carter punching it in from a yard away. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now down to 20. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
That's a gain of 5. To throw is Kaepernick. Steps away to his left. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. There's Fuller for a Dolphin touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that cuts this lead down to 13.
Dolphins 17.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack.
He's out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's Kaepernick to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Now, that's all about making something happen as a quarterback because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a 1st down.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 41-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Again, they'll throw with Kaepernick. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. On play action, it's Kaepernick. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Kaepernick to throw for it on 4th. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he picks up the 1st before he's taken down at the 29. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Now Kaepernick. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. But normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter. But the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it.
Touchdown, Vikings! Noah Finn, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. There we go now as they will again try for 2. Kaepernick looking to throw for it. It's caught at the 1. And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Let's go, let's go.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Miami set to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation points, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them pass it, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Flushed out right. And Tua going to slide to a halt, but he will have the first down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off. If I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They'll run now with Gaskin. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Tua sets up to pass it. That'll be caught for a Dolphin touchdown. It's Williams. Preston Williams there to make the grab. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will be cut down to 14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. 5 yards remain on 2nd down.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Again they run with Gurley. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. On the handoff, it's Gurley. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. The kick by Joseph is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
From the 10. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that.
I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just